Knock on every door.
Go and spread the news.
Tonight the elves are coming and they're gonna make some shoes. Hammer, hammer, stitch and sew, not too fast and not too slow. Round and round and round they go, making lots of shoes. Every night they come.
Next day they're never there.
No one knows where they come from, and no one seems to care.
There was once a very kind and hard-working shoemaker who, through no fault of his own, became so poor he had nothing left but one piece of leather, just big enough to make one pair of shoes. He said to his dear wife,
I shall cut out a pair of shoes tonight. Then the first thing tomorrow I will sew them up and maybe we will be able to sell them.
All right, dear. But as soon as you can, come to bed.
The shoemaker cut out the leather. When this was done, he quietly laid himself down in his bed. The next morning, his wife excitedly woke him up, saying,
Come quickly, dear. See what someone has done.
The shoemaker followed his wife into his workshop. There on his workbench, he saw the most beautiful shoes he'd ever seen.
Now, how on earth did that ever... Oh, dear, someone is at the door. Just a minute, please.
In walked the king's minister of finance.
I was told you make exquisite shoes. Ah, that pair on the workbench. Are they for sale?
Yes, sire. Would you like to try them on?
The minister slipped on the shoes. They were so comfortable, he didn't even ask the price. He pulled out 3 gold pieces, handed them to the shoemaker, and walked out of the store.
Look, my dear. Why, I can buy enough leather to make 3 pairs of shoes, and we'll still have money for some bread and cheese and perhaps a bottle of wine.
That evening they ate very well. When they were finished, the shoemaker again cut out the leather and went to bed. Just as before, when he awoke, he found 3 pair of beautiful shoes on his workbench. He had no trouble selling them for much more than even he expected. It always happened that way. Whatever he cut up at night, he'd find finished in the morning. The old shoemaker and his wife soon became very, very successful. Then one night, just before Christmas, the shoemaker said,
Why don't we sit up tonight and learn who it is that does us such a service?
His wife agreed. So after turning off all the lights, they hid behind some coats that were hanging in a corner of the workshop. Just as the clock struck 12, 2 little elves appeared. They were both as naked as newborn babes. Sitting themselves at the workbench, they began to hammer and sew so quickly that the old shoemaker had trouble following their movements. As they worked, they chanted,
Stitch and hammer, pierce and glue. We won't stop until we're through. Faster, faster, stitch and sew. Now we're done, it's time to go.
In a twinkle, they were gone. On the workbench sat 8 pairs of elegant shoes.
Those 2 elves have made us rich, and we should show them how grateful we are.
I'll leave them a purse filled with gold, and you can bake one of your fine plum cakes with honey and spices.
Yes, and I'll make them a suit from your new deerskin apron, with a waistcoat, breeches, and a little hat with a feather. And I'll also knit them some socks, and you make them both a pair of shoes.
All that day, he and his wife worked without rest. It was also Christmas Eve. So when they were done, the shoemaker trimmed a small Christmas tree and placed all the gifts beneath it.
Now let's go to bed. I wouldn't want to frighten them when they come.
At the stroke of 12, the 2 little elves appeared. When they saw the tree and all the gifts, they knew that the shoemaker and his wife had found them out. Happily, they slipped on their suits, socks, and shoes. Then they divided the gold and plum cake and began to hop and dance all about the room, chanting,
What rich, well-dressed elves are we? No longer cobblers will we be.
They danced right out the door and were never seen again. As for the shoemaker and his wife, they both lived a very full and happy life.
Knock on every door.
Go and spread the news.
Tonight the elves are coming and they're gonna make some shoes. Every night they come.
Next day they're never there.
No one knows where they come from and no one seems to care.
Once upon a time, there were 3 billy goats by the name of Gruff. Little Billy, Middle Billy, and Big Billy. One fine spring morning, Little Billy felt his ribs and noticed that he was very thin. Then he sniffed the air and said, "Ah, ba, ba, I smell something very sweet, 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 right up there upon the hill, hill, hill. Lovely grass to eat, it's green and sweet." So the 3 billy goats Gruff decided to go up the hillside to eat some grass and grow fat. On the way, they had to cross a little wooden bridge. Under this bridge lived an ugly old troll who was hungry all the time and very greedy. He heard the little billy goat Gruff coming. "Ba, ba, ba, I smell something very sweet, 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 right up there upon the hill, hill, hill. Lovely grass to eat, it's green and sweet."
Who is that tripping over my bridge?
"Oh, it is just I, Mr. Troll, the very smallest little billy goat Gruff. I'm on my way to the hillside to eat and grow fat."
Well, you can stop right there, because I am going to eat you up.
"Oh, please don't do that. I'm very tiny, and you'll hardly be satisfied. Middle billy goat Gruff will be along any minute, and he's much bigger than I am."
Bigger, eh? And fatter, eh? Well, get along with you. I'll hold out a little longer. Hey, 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 the bigger the goat, the bigger the meal. Ha ha! The bigger the meal, the better I feel. The bigger the goat, the bigger the meal, the bigger the meal, the better I feel. Hey! And I'm going to feel better fast, for I hear someone coming.
Ba, 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 I smell something very sweet, 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 right up there upon the hill, hill, hill. Lovely grass to eat, it's green and sweet.
Who is that tripping over my bridge?
"Oh, it is I, Middle Billy Goat Gruff. I'm on my way to the hillside to eat grass and grow fat."
Well, you can stop right there, because I am going to eat you up.
"Oh, don't take me. Big Billy will be along any minute, and he's much bigger than I am."
Bigger, eh? And fatter, eh? Hey, 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 the bigger the goat, the bigger the meal. Ha ha! The bigger the meal, the better I feel. Ha ha ha! The bigger the goat, the bigger the meal, the bigger the meal, the better I feel. Hey! All right, get on with you. I hear him coming now.
Ba, ba, something very sweet, sweet, there upon the hill, hill. Lovely grass to eat, it's green and sweet.
Who is that tripping over my bridge?
It is I, Big Billy Goat Gruff.
Well, you can stop right there, because I am going to eat you up.
You are going to eat me up. I am going to send you down.
Then Big Billy Goat Gruff stamped his feet and butted his horns into the air. Goodbye, Mr. Troll, a-rolling you go. Goodbye, Mr. Troll, a-rolling you go. Hey! And whoosh! Splash! Big Billy Goat Gruff butted that greedy old troll right into the river, which carried him out of sight. Goodbye, Mr. Troll! Then Big Billy continued on his way to the hillside. If you want to know the end of the story, the 3 Billy Goats Gruff ate so much for so long that they grew too fat to come down from the hillside and are probably there to this day. Ba, 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 happiness is eating grass, 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 lovely grass upon the hill, hill, hill. Happiness is grass, it's green and sweet. Ba.
Ozzie is the bird with the long, long legs and the long, long beak and the long, long neck.
Ozzie the ostrich, the bird with the long, long legs. Nobody knows where he goes to doze or where he lays his eggs. Ozzie the ostrich, the bird with the long, long neck. Nobody sees how he cleans his knees until there's not one speck. His feet are strong and his beak is long, but no one has he bitten. And to all the little children in Africa, he's as gentle as a kitten.
Meow.
That's Ozzie the ostrich, and no matter what you've heard, he's proud, that's why he holds his head up high. Ozzie the ostrich bird.
Ozzie the ostrich, the bird with the long, long legs.
Nobody knows where he goes to doze or where he lays his eggs.
Oh, Ozzie, Ozzie the ostrich,
The bird with the long, long neck.
nobody sees how he cleans his knees until there's not one speck.
His tail is short and his eyes are small, but there's one thing about him all the farmers down in Africa will tell you quick they could never do without him.
That's Ozzie the ostrich, and although it sounds absurd, he'll swoop and swing whenever children sing, Ozzie the ostrich bird.
That's Ozzie the ostrich, and no matter what you've heard, he's proud, that's why he holds his head up high. Ozzie the ostrich, Ozzie the ostrich, Ozzie the ostrich bird.